And the year has begun.
Yes.
You have.
You
showed us.
It began for everybody 3 months ago, or
I
2
don't
and a
think
bit
so.
months ago. But
I don't think so. It began for us last week. But I think you, if I remember correctly, at the start of last week's show, we did a gusto check.
Yep.
And you showed us your natural level of gusto, which was great. We had a false level of gusto from Jack.
The imposter.
A quick panicked, he doth protest too much at lack of gusto.
Well, we didn't hear your gusto at all.
You can hear it self-evident. To quote yourself, Jack, well, how come you've got so much gusto? It's a question you asked me last year. And I don't know. I don't know the secret of gusto. It's like asking someone, how come their hand-eye coordination's so good?
Yeah.
You can't answer it. Just lucky, I guess.
You can perfect it, but you're born
I can
quick.
certainly hone it. Certainly hone it. But from a young age, my parents were absolutely putting me in the gusto stream at school. To help develop it. And your spirits have been high. And I hope we don't dampen them too much as we do this.
Everything is neat and practical, 'cause that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
Okay, let's kick things off. Jeez, it would have been an absolute Upset Andy bonanza if you were anywhere near my house over summer, Ando. Moving house.
I had one. Well, basically, the TV show I've just done, called The Cube, it was pretty much just podcast fans that came and watched the audience. So if there's any questions for the audience, it was always like something to do with, can I have $1? Can I have a loyalty card?
Yep.
So, but in one of the games, they had put the plinth in the middle of the cube and it wasn't center.
All right.
And
Gee, that's sloppy. You sure it's a cube? What if it's a rhomboid?
And I was sitting there going, I didn't realise my microphone was going to the floor.
All right.
So I thought I was talking to the producer and I was like, it's not in the centre. Until I got the giggles and a howls from the audience. They're just going, yes, you've got him.
Got him.
So yeah, in everyday life, it has,
There's
some creeped in.
Some of the packing that you would have seen, I mean, around the Blake household to put on the trucks. I mean, just throwing things willy-nilly, just open up a drawer, dump it into a box, sort it out later, would have really bothered you. But we have got some professional people to upset you here. Emma, ahoy.
Ahoy there. Happy birthday, Andy. Hi, Jack.
Hello, Emma. Ahoy to you. Just so you know, 2021, I've mellowed a bit, I reckon.
You reckon? Oh, we'll see.
I think I can upset that.
Yeah, I think we can. I think that's a prime candidate. Okay, what have you got? What have you got for us, Em?
So when my boyfriend washes the bed sheets, he just chucks the whole doona into the washing machine, doona cover and all. Doesn't separate.
Got him.
Just the whole thing, straight in.
He hasn't mellowed at all, Em. He's hating that. What's your main bugbear with that, Ando?
Well, I don't think it's going to wash properly. And also,
Of course it will. Of course it will. It's not going to stay dry on the inside. And once the water can get through, the soap comes along with it. Soap is smaller than water.
And I just don't think you need to be doing the doona that often. And also the doona drying time is huge.
It'll figure itself out. Does it always get fairly dry, Em?
Oh, it takes a while. It annoys me, but,
It annoys Emma.
Takes a while. It takes a while, but
me.
let nature take its course and dry that doona out. That seems A-OK to me, Em. And think of the time you're saving.
They're not.
Because I think this is why he's
the
doing
doona.
it. No, but think of the time you're saving when you don't have to do that. Oh, put your hands inside, turn it inside out, get the doona in the cover. He's doing it all in one. He's a genius.
Oh, no. And also some people have trouble working out what end to put in.
Oh, yes. Am I at the long end or the short end?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done the wrong one.
That's what I write in text or on a tag, the top left or top right.
Do you? Do you really?
Yeah.
What? I mean... Should you ever have children, just so you know, all this spare time you have to label things, that will go through. Okay, this is the amount of wasted hours in the day.
It doesn't take an hour to label a tag when it comes
Find
out.
a thing, find the Sharpie.
No, because I know exactly where the Sharpies are.
It's labelled. Yeah. And if I forget where the Sharpie cupboard is, there'll be a label on the ground pointing me towards the Sharpie cupboard.
Bye, Emma.
Oh, Nathan.
Thank you.
Nathan, upset Andy for us, please.
So I'm sure, as my man Hamish can attest to, December's a very, very busy time of the year. And, you've got to go buy Christmas gifts and, go to the gift shops like Baker's Delight and whatnot to get all your gifts. So you sit down with your tape and your wrapping paper and then you're like, oh, geez, haven't got the scissors. But, scissors have done well over the years, but I'm a strong man. I can tear the paper. You just still covers the gift, doesn't affect the gift. Still it counts anyway.
Yeah, because you fold it under anyway. I know what you're talking about, Leonard. That makes total sense because you never see the edge. You don't really see the edge.
You don't even have to tape it along the lines, just as long as it sticks it down. It's thought that counts.
Well, let's boil it down here. Let's break it down. If I'm with you,
if you're ripping, are you then folding along the rip line so at least creates a straight edge? That I could deal with.
It doesn't matter. It covers the gift.
It covers the gift. Wouldn't have thought so.
Do you want your gifts wrapped in velvet, Andy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a great question. Does he? Do
Covered
you?
in gold leaf.
I would like.
Yeah. Do you want beaten gold leaf around your gifts?
No.
Because isn't the point of the wrapping just to hide? It's just more of a game of suspense. I mean, I've often argued a pillowcase could be fine.
That's exactly right.
I agree on this front. I'm not huge on wrapping presents, so it's not. It doesn't get me as much. But yeah, Beck makes sure that everything is perfect with bows and all these different pieces, which I agree. I think it's the surprise element. Doesn't matter what you put it in.
You really should just take around a cloche like they use on MasterChef. And just reveal the present, and then it saves on wrapping paper. Really good one, Nath. Rip away. Save yourself some of that scissors overhead.
Thank you.
Lachlan, ahoy to you, Lachlan.
Ahoy, Lucky.
Ahoy, boys. Happy birthday, Andy.
Good boy. Can you upset Andy?
I believe I can. This is something that I'm not guilty of myself. I just want to get that clear first. But my girlfriend's brother is guilty.
Name him.
His name is Dan.
Good.
Basically, when he's cooking something, doesn't matter what, but when he needs to use some butter, instead of cutting a slice of butter off the block like most of us do, he'll just take a big bite of the butter and spit it into his food.
Nature's knives. They do the old teeth. Why go to the drawer and get knives when nature's giving you 25 in your head?
Who's got time to dirty a knife?
Not many of us, mate. It must be nice to have that sort of time.
Thank you. Moving on.
And look, to be honest, I know people might go, oh, that's unhygienic. But let's be honest, if you're talking fry pan or whatever, absolutely no germs can live in there anyway.
Exactly right.
It completely burn them out.
And he's going to eat it anyway.
Well, and for him,
and
it's all coming back.
Others, yeah, but I think if Gordon Ramsay was in the kitchen and saw that.
I'd love it. You just pan to Gordon and Gordon go, fine by me. All good. Who does? Who doesn't do that?
Dane,
to see here.
Dane, ahoy to you.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, Dane. Can you upset Andy?
I hope I can. So one of my tyres has a slow leak, right? It leaks just enough that the tyre...
You've got him already, Dane, but keep going.
It goes off each morning. So because I'm fast and loose, my man Hamish, I've worked into my routine that each morning I stop in at the servo and fill it up.
Pump her right up. Yeah, give you a full day of air.
That's right. It works just perfect.
A full day of driving around on cloud nine. Nice.
Yeah. No, I would
34 PSI of cloud nine.
I'd absolutely hate that. In fact, we got a flat tyre just recently and we took it straight to the tyre shop and got it done straight away. As soon as I realised, got it done.
So it's just a slow leak.
Well, I didn't know what it was. It seemed like a slow
Must
leak.
be nice. Probably a run flats, I would have thought.
But the guy, I came back and went, what was it? And he's like, oh, it's hard to tell. And I was like, oh, surely you'd know. And then they were being a bit cagey. And I seriously, what was it? And he said, someone has purposely pinned your tyre or put a nail in your tyre. Right. So he didn't want to tell me for fear that that someone was running around slashing my tyres on purpose. Like, no, mate, it's a hire car. Don't worry about that.
Oh, here we go. That's... Just use them and abuse them. Jump and pump.
Ben, wrap this up for us.
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Benny. Can you upset Andy?
All right. So every time I do my washing, I bring the basket up to my room, grab the pants, shove them in the cupboard, grab my shirt, shove them in the other drawer, and then I bet you're wondering what I do with the socks.
Yeah.
Well, they just stay in the basket. So every morning I wake up, lots of dip the socks. There you go.
So your dirty washing basket is an automatic sock drawer too?
Yeah, exactly right.
But then what if you need the basket again for when dirty washing comes around?
I've only got 7 pairs of socks, so by Sunday they're all gone.
Right, and then you put the clothes that are in the corner of your room into the basket.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah,
but I do like it. It's a system. You know,
so does the dirty washing just go next to the basket until all the socks are out?
Yeah, exactly.
And
not as fast and loose as you could be. Try this. Put all your dirty washing in as you need to, and just hunt around in there for the socks. You'll find them. They're the only ones that are balled up in there.
Ben, that's why I reckon there's a lot of system in
fast
that.
and a little too tight there.
I like it.
Good luck, Ben. Go forth. Good luck. And we've had a lot of fun, and let's continue that fun for almost all of us, except your good self. Well, you never know.
Everything is neat and practical, 'cause that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
And Upset Andy submissions continue to flood in, carefully curated by our producer, Sarah, and the cream of the crop, the most annoying of the annoying, just skimmed from the top, contacted, lined up, ready, all in the chamber, ready to pepper you with things that could annoy you, things that ruffle the universe.
Yes.
Things that fly in the face of order.
Okay, let's get it over with.
Okay, Dylan. Dylan joins us. Ahoy, Dylan.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Ahoy,
yeah, really
to
good,
you,
mate.
Dylan.
Really good. What have you got? What have you got happening in your world that could upset our buddy Andy?
Well, I've got another life hack for you. Basically, I like having a banana on the way to work in the car, which is super fast and loose, convenient. And then when you're done with your banana peel, what you do is you just chuck it in your cup holder and leave it there and go into work. When you come out after work, the car's full of a beautiful banana aroma.
Not an air freshener, mate.
It is very clever. Very clever. Great life hack.
It's the worst smell.
That's excellent.
Banana, you feel like you're in the jungles of, Thailand. It's a wonderful tropical smell.
Yeah, not for me. And also, even just the look. I mean, Ham, as soon as I get to a service station or get to my destination, little look around, take out all the rubbish that needs to be required.
Dylan, I've been many, many times the recipient of not a verbal telling off, but a pursed lips look as I have used the passenger seat footwell as that is the commonly accepted place to leave rubbish in the car, and certainly not in Andy's car. Danny, all the way back to the earlier incarnations of Ando's car.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah.
No worries.
While we're on the topic of air fresheners, got not a good one.
Okay.
If you have a new car, everyone likes that new car smell. If you want to get rid of it quite quickly, I found out recently, let your 6-year-old help you fill up the petrol at the car and then get distracted for a bit, turn away, and then have them accidentally pull the nozzle out and start splashing it everywhere and cover themselves in petrol. And then take off their clothes.
Yes.
Because
leave
they've got
those
petrol on them
in the car.
Well, you have to put the clothes in the boot.
Yeah.
And if it's a four-wheel drive and there is air between the boot and the cabin, you will no longer have the nuisance of the new car smell ever again, even though you got rid of the clothes.
Yeah.
That's a great way to get rid of it.
David, do your best. Ahoy to you.
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Dave.
Loving the gusto today.
Thank you.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you.
cheers.
Personally, we're wondering if our meters were broken because there really is a high level coming off the meters, even on Jack's side of the desk. So thank you, mate. What do you got?
Yeah, so I had an issue earlier this year with a badly leaking tap out the backyard, and rather than call an expensive plumber, must be nice, I fixed it myself. So bought a new tap, installed it, fixed the leak, happy days. Only problem is, for some reason, I can't quite get the faucet to point straight down. Instead, it kind of juts out from the wall at a 45-degree angle. But
that sounds all right.
I would hate
the leak is fixed, and it's a bit of a feature now.
No,
David, let me ask you this.
So
can you get water out of it?
Absolutely, you can. It makes
does
it
it
easier,
leak?
in fact. No.
Doesn't leak. I mean, that's the two things you need from a tap. No leaks, water comes out. What more could you want?
That's it.
This is absolutely the type of thing that annoys me when it shouldn't, because functionally it's fine. I just don't know. I just think
it's not a piece of art, mate. It's just a tap.
It should be facing down, though. It should be.
Rules. Look, Andy, how many times have we encountered this too in this segment? Our old friend Gravity will eventually come and fix up any problems. The water will hit the floor.
Yes.
Maybe not right away, maybe not as fast as you want.
No.
But it won't take too long. It'll get there. Gravity will sort it out.
Okay, well,
David, and it probably is easier to fill up larger buckets, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is.
Why?
It just comes out at a better angle if you're
No,
doing
it doesn't. It's a more pleasing angle.
No, it doesn't.
Well, he's not lying.
Okay.
You could hear in his voice. Dave said it.
Thank you. Let's wrap this up. Ahoy to you, Megan.
Ahoy to you.
Yeah, hi, boys.
How are you?
Hey, I've got something I think might upset you, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I was filling up my car and I was in a bit of a hurry. So I just left the fuel cap dangling and the little fuel cover door open and I just drove off.
You didn't do that on purpose. There's no way, Megan, you did that on purpose.
You don't understand what our lives are like, Andy, in the fast and loose world. We pick up seconds
busy.
where we can.
No,
We're busy, mate.
You
it must be
accidentally
lovely
did
to
that.
have the luxury of wandering back around the back of the car.
You know what would
all the time in the world? Screw, screw, screw. Tap, tap, tap.
You know what? You know why? This. You know when this would annoy me if it wasn't my car and I saw it. Like, you know that I'm the kind of person that would have to try and get alongside them and go, "Hey, just so you know, your fuel cap's open and the thing."
Well, what's the worst that can happen?
I
Yeah,
suppose
fuel's not going to come out.
It's not going to slosh out. She's not driving around a loop-to-loop. And even if she did, the centrifugal force will keep it in the tank like that bucket trick.
But I think most fuel caps now have a little like flap in it where you actually push part. Yeah, it's inbuilt. So I don't think you even need the caps at all.
You absolutely
could snip
don't.
your cap
it's
off
like
and put it
wearing
in the bin.
it's like wearing a belt and suspenders.
Yeah, exactly.
It's two layers. You don't need both. You're great, Megan. That's actually a bit of a life hack too. And these continue to flood in, and I gratefully receive them because people do make it their personal mission to enjoy living fast and loose, but at the same time knowing that they could be upsetting members of the community who, like you, Ando, prefer a more ordered scheme of things, and that is why
order and efficiency.
Rule the day.
Rule the day.
Except
I should have
when we
been
do
German.
this. Here we go.
Everything is neat and practical, 'cause that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
Did get an email
even the opener probably upsets you a little bit because it's a song. It's pretty much like a song about the opposite of what we're doing. And then I just quickly go, but what if not? And you're like, upsetting because you should have made a song about things being fast and loose. What have you got? Have you got something that's coming to you?
No, I just got an email saying thank you for the tip of writing top left on the Doona cover. For
Which one was that again?
Basically on my Doona, on the Doona itself, you write top left. So then whenever you're putting it in the Doona cover, you never get it wrong.
I'm surprised you even made it in today.
She said she's saving hours a week now.
What about all the time you've wasted writing on the Doona? Who's got
2
time?
minutes.
Not me. Not me.
Okay.
I don't. It's like I can't afford the investment. Ben, have you got something that will upset Andy?
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy to you.
Ahoy, my friend.
Happy birthday, Andy.
No need. Good boy.
Yeah. So when I have my toothpaste and it gets down a bit low, a bit where it gets a bit hard to squirt out, I just fill it up with some hot water, squirt in the mouth, dry brush, and off you go.
Yeah, just squirt it straight in the old mouth.
Don't mind that.
You don't mind that?
Yeah, because what you're doing is you're using the whole.
Andy will like the efficiency
whole
of
of the
this.
tub.
Use all the buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can keep
young
doing it
warrior.
as well. Just,
I think I might.
Until it's just hot plastic in your mouth.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. And
Ben, unfortunately, you've delighted me.
Andy, what about this? I'll give you a dental based one. Of course, when you get something caught between your teeth, you would have floss at your house when you're Andy.
Yes.
No one's got time to buy floss. And I tell you what, if you do buy floss, no one's got time to remember to ever replenish it. Here's a nice trick. If you get a big piece of stuff caught in your mouth, you can use the end of the toothpaste tube as a nice little digger and you can dig it out. I find that quite a handy digger. I find toothpaste comes with an inbuilt digger. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that.
We got him. Got him eventually, Ben.
Okay,
Nick. Ahoy, Nick. Have you got something to upset Andy?
Hi, boys. How are we going?
Yeah, good.
Very good, sir.
Yeah, so basically, for context, I've got a bit of a bad habit of biting my fingernails. After I've had some food, say a nice steak or something, instead of going out of my way, getting up, going and get a toothpick, I'll just bite off a fingernail and use that as a toothpick instead.
It's another digger. It's another mouth digger.
Yep. And bonus, if you're still a bit snacky after the steak, you've just got some fingernails for dessert.
Oh, that's gross. And
that is gross. That's not. There is a point where fast and loose becomes just
sloppy and messy,
barbaric. But the fingernail is the inbuilt digger. Not bad. Like a little mini Wolverine.
I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't hate it, Ham. I know it. There's a bit of ingenuity in that.
So again, you like the efficiency of someone using their body as a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, I'd prefer not.
All right. Well, let's see. I mean, this could be another mouth digger. Blake, have you got something to upset Andy?
Ahoy, boys. How you going?
Yeah, good.
Ahoy, Blake.
Mate, what I've got is, so, you've got your 3 bins at home and then, you've got to think about what one's going out on what day and which one and all that sort of business. What an absolute mess.
Absolute nightmare.
Yeah. What I do is I just leave all 3 of my bins out on the road all the time.
That's where they go.
No, that's not for me,
I
Blake.
just take the rubbish out to them,
I have my 3 bins and above them I have.
No, you don't.
I have the council sent out what nights, midnights calendar set up. So
I just put
and
them out there, and it's the garbage man's job to remember.
Yeah, that's it. Winners are winners.
Well done, Blake. Thank you. That would upset me.
What do you mean? Well, didn't the council send it out on paper? What does it get?
It was on a magnet. It was on a magnet, and so right.
So
now.
have you magnetised it outside?
No, because my bins are inside.
What, your wheelie bins?
Yeah.
Oh, where do they live?
Well, they live in the garage.
They've got their own little home.
Yeah.
Bins are outside materials.
Well, I don't have an outside.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Just go
if you live in a
the street.
warehouse, just go on the street. So yeah, it's the inside. Yeah.
An inside bin. Wowie. NBN. Alex. Alex, have you got something to upset Andy?
Yes, ahoy, lads, and happy birthday, Andy.
Ahoy to you, mate. No need.
Good.
And
good.
ahoy to number 6 if you're listening.
Ahoy.
Oh, yeah.
Just got him. Got him. A rare moment of attention.
I love that, Jack. If you spill a liquid as you're walking around the house, mop it up with your sock, which works best for milk-based drinks, like chocolate milk.
Hamish do this before.
Socks are
at his house
wonderful.
and mine.
Yeah, Andy is very quick on the detection of a spill or a liquid on a bench or a floor. A bit like people that remember the Mission Impossible 1, the Tom Cruise movie. Yeah. I think that bit where he's on the wires and he goes into the room and he's like hanging above the ground so he doesn't set off the pressure sensor.
Yeah.
You know how he drips?
Oh, yeah, the sweat.
The bead of sweat?
Yeah.
That's the system Andy has in his house.
For any spillage.
What Tom should have worn is Explorer socks to wipe up the sweat after he sweated on the floor.
Well, Alex, yep, that definitely upsets me.
What have you got to round this out to upset Andy?
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy to you.
Ahoy.
So I have the book to log my hours as a learner driver. And soon, I'm going to turn 18 and can go for my Ps. But I actually haven't logged any of my hours in my book or kept track at all of my driving.
Yeah.
Because, that just takes so much time. So
oh, man, logbooks are the worst. Any logbook.
Can you bring us up to speed?
You've done the
younger.
practice.
You're obviously a lot younger than us, but back in our day, we didn't need a logbook, did we?
Yeah, we didn't have a logbook.
You basically just said to the guy when you got there, yeah, I've done me hours.
Yeah. The guy, it was sort of a look into my eyes trust test.
Yeah.
And it was horrific back in our days. I mean, we hear stories about our parents going for their learners just with the town cop.
Yeah.
Who just goes, when you were 8, they just put you in a tractor, and if you didn't run over a cow, you were given a Formula One license.
My dad was with the cop going out, and he pulled out and he's driving along, and then the cop got a call for an incident. Right. So the cop changed seats back in, drove out, arrested a bloke, and then turned to Dad and went, "You seem to have it covered." He went, "Yeah." They didn't do parking or anything.
And that's why your dad drives everywhere at high speed and always arrests someone at the other end.
I find this one hard to upset me. The idea of not doing it would irk me. But, Haim, you and I had these things. That's where my
logbooks are my absolute worst nightmare. Consistent and measured. I
would have a system.
I can't even be bothered finishing the sentence. I find it so tedious.
But hey, back at uni days when we had to do these type of things, you and I always found a loophole, and I was always up for that as well.
A logbook loophole would be fun as long as you are doing the hours. And we're obviously not advocating getting out there with the not enough experience.
Yes,
certainly advocating practice. Then absolutely turning a blind eye to logbook tinker.
To admin.
I'll have to hand in the book anyway. So I just the night before, I'm just going to have to fill in 120 hours. It's made up.
Oh, easy.
Yep, 5 pens. Yep, 5 pens, half an hour. Sit in front of the TV. Bob's your uncle. Use your left hand a bit. Use your right hand a bit.
Pay your little brother to do it.
All good.
Thank you, Em.
Ando, you seem relaxed.
Oh.
You seem unupset. Shall we upset you?
No.
Yes.
Everything is neat and practical, 'cause that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
All right. Do your darndest. I see
100%.
Ed's in the barrel, ready to fight.
We have Ed
Ahoy, Ed.
ready to deploy. Ahoy, Ed.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Very good, mate. What have you got to upset Andy?
I just wanted to let you guys know that I bought a electric toothbrush over a year ago, and as soon as it ran out of charge, I couldn't be bothered putting it back on the charger. I just used it as a normal toothbrush.
It's a small circular-headed normal toothbrush. It actually, I'm in the middle of doing the same thing. It does the job.
No.
Absolutely does the job.
That gives me hives, Ed.
And
that's right at the top, right at the top of the scale for me.
And the motorised function is a nice value add, but it's like an e-bike. You can still pedal it. You can still get around on it.
Ed, yeah, definitely got me. Congrats, buddy. Yeah, that's right at the top for me.
Enjoy.
Gosh, I get frustrated. Enjoy. I won't. I get frustrated if we go away and don't bring the charger and it starts getting low, like it slows down a little bit. Anyway,
really slows down. I mean, but how many revs a minute do you need? Because it's like 1,000 revs a minute. Like, 500 is still very good.
Towards the last brushes, it starts to lose its mojo. Anyway, Ethan, ahoy to you.
Good on you for taking it away, because I just have one travel toothbrush that I have like floating around the backpack that I use for traveling. And I will. That. Yeah, I do. And it's the old see-through plastic one that you get with the mini toothpaste in the travel kit. Yeah. And I'm not a grub, so when I get to where I'm going, often you'll get like a little kettle in the hotel room, and I'll boil the kettle and sterilise the toothbrush, and she's good to go again. He's losing quite a lot of bristles though. Has got severe baldness, that brush, but still, doing the job.
Ethan, ahoy to you.
Ahoy, boys.
Unleash.
So following the dental theme, I've also got one involving the empty tube of toothpaste. You know how hard it is just to get that little bit out.
Brandy's probably got something that you could buy online or at a market, like some sort of plastic clip that.
Yeah, I don't subscribe. I know I've seen them, Ham. It's up my. It's the kind of thing you'd assume up my alley. Not interested. If you practice proper toothpaste etiquette from the outset,
you won't need it.
You won't need it, which is two thumbs.
And what is the toothpaste?
Two thumbs from the bottom, and always press from the bottom, making your way up.
Why would you, though, when you can have the excitement of pressing from the top with the fresh tube? Okay.
Anyway, Ethan.
Sorry, Ethan, what are you doing with the empty toothpaste?
You just leave it there and just brush your teeth with the toothbrush alone, because I can guarantee there is leftover toothpaste in between the bristles. Fast and loose, baby.
And that's a guarantee.
You can't guarantee. I rinse thoroughly. And
but it's like rinsing a crime scene, Ando. There will still be some there. There will still be some there.
Let's keep moving through. That's got me as well, Ethan. Garrett. I believe coming to us from the United States.
It's Greg from Chicago.
Chicago. Fantastic. Awesome. How are things there, buddy?
Doing well.
Good to hear.
All right, well, make things over here furious by upsetting Andy, please.
My wife found out a few years ago that she had a cavity, which the dentist said was due to lack of flossing.
Right.
And the issue, obviously, with floss is that you can't take it around everywhere. And also, who else has the time to find the floss in the first place?
No one.
So, pretty regularly, she'll just use her hair.
No.
Nature's floss. God did not give us a head full of floss for us to have lamb in our teeth
Is this
all
a
the
special
time.
dentist?
Might be, Ando. You found your hot button.
Garrett, please give your wife a tisk from me.
Garrett, could she get? Because I get meat. I've got a spot in my teeth that's an absolute fiend for particularly a lamb or a pulled pork, something with a long, stringy meat texture. Is hair strong enough to get meat out from between the teeth?
I have asked her that before, and the answer is yes.
Right. She's a wonderful woman. She's
yeah, exactly. Thanks, Garrett.
Here's a gun.
Jai. Ahoy to you, Jai.
Ahoy, gents.
What have you got to upset Andy?
Yeah, so basically, it's a pretty simple one. When I'm cooking with eggs,
and I crack open an egg shell, instead of walking all the way to the bin and then all the way back to the cooking station, I'll just chuck it straight back into the carton. And then when I've finished with all the eggs, I have this nice little carton of 12 empty eggshells ready to put straight in the bin, fast and loose.
Fast and loose, and so clever.
Would you put back in the fridge 3 empties and 6 six full?
Yes, I would, of course.
See, that's where
over days. He's talking about throwing the shell out days later, Andy. He's not cooking 12 eggs at a time.
I'm not into this.
The way I see it is you can either have 12 trips to the bin or just the one. So
yeah, absolutely. Who's got time for 12 trips to the bin? I mean,
what about
with the pace that modern life is at the moment?
If you bought the bin next to you when you were doing the eggs,
lift up the bin, drag it over.
I'm quite a common man, Andy, and my bin is actually not really easy to move. So
it must be nice to have a big chrome bin on wheels. Must be very nice, mate. Must be wonderful to have that sort of time. That sort of time and luxury.
Jai, thank you,
Jai.
Darcy. Wrap this up for us. I've had enough of this.
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Darcy. What have you got for Ando?
I keep a little tub of chewing gum in my car, and when it starts to run a little bit low, and next time I'm at the servo, I'll go and I'll buy another tub of mint. So I'll usually get a different flavour, and there's usually 5 or 10 left in the previous tub, so I'll just chuck it in the new tub and shake it up. Then I've got a whole variety of flavours, and usually by now I've got about 3 or 4 flavours in one tub.
This is interesting, Darcy.
A multi-tub.
The reason why it doesn't irk me is I wouldn't like having to run with 2 tubs of chewy in my car. So the efficiency of having it all in one container.
He's got an efficiency boner, and
it actually delights me, and I think it would delight me more than the having a random flavour, because they're all good flavours. It's not like chewing gum brings out diarrhea flavours. Like, I don't want that one. They're all perfectly good chewable flavours. So you haven't upset me. In fact, you're getting 2 thumbs up.
I've delighted him.
Yes.
You've delighted us. Sometimes it backfires. We never can tell. He's a strange animal. Thanks, Stars. Good job. Ando, it is about that time of our favourite Buy to Try Weekly event, where we try to tip the ordered axis of your universe on its head with a band of fast and loose mongrels who like to upset you. Let's do it.
They are mongrels.
Everything is neat and practical, because that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
And some wonderful submissions flood in every week. We comb the submissions. Our producers hit back the ones that we feel or that they feel will upset you the most. First cab off the rank, Sarah. How are you?
Ahoy to you, Sarah.
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Sarah. What have you got to upset Andy?
Okay, so basically in my kitchen, the way it's set out is that the microwave sits above the oven.
Okay.
And they both display the time. So for as long as I can remember, they've both been about 2 minutes off each other. So if one of them has, say 1 o'clock, the other one will be 1:02, and just never changed it. Even if there's daylight savings, we'll change the hour, but who has time to change the minutes?
No,
you can't change. You never change minutes.
It hurts. I'm going to bring up something that, again, highlights the lost touchness from me, but I do have 2 ovens.
You do. And another clock. And another clock that's important to you. Must be very nice.
But the 2 ovens have to be exactly the same. It annoys me so much if they're not.
Do you use someone counting down? Do you count down?
I do it myself.
You count to 60 to change the time?
No,
you just do 1, 2, 3.
I hold them both at the same time, and I had to reset them both at the same time. So I know it's my
Have you had
press.
to use a foot?
No.
Okay.
And I will have.
I would love
the
to
iPhone
walk in on you with 1 foot.
sitting there, standing by. Bang. Both fingers.
Oh, and what it's synced to your phone. It's synced to your phone.
I sync it to, I look at the iPhone and go, okay, coming up to 1:10.
So you set it off your phone exactly as well. So your phone will be the same time.
Yes. Well,
as the
that's
ovens.
Real time. That's where we look for real time.
No, that's maniacal. That's serial killer stuff.
What's the point of it? That's if you look.
No, but not to you don't. Do you click it when it clicks over on the iPhone?
Yes.
That's too much. Not even NASA runs.
Who
has the time? Sarah? I can't believe it, Sarah.
Never been seconds late.
I mean, not even NASA runs stuff that precisely. They are just like near enough. What does it say on the shuttle? Oh, it's 1:15 here. Yeah, it's 1:14 at Mission Controls. That's about right.
Thank you, Sarah. That would annoy the heck out of me.
Very good, Meg.
Meg, ahoy to you.
Ahoy, boys.
What's going on?
Ahoy, Meg. What have you got to upset Ando?
Okay, I have a bottle of Vita gummies that I keep in my car, and every morning when I get in, I take one on my way to work.
What's a Vita gummy?
I think it's just a multivitamin in a gummy.
Yeah, it's like a gummy multivitamin.
Okay.
Recently, on an unexpectedly hot day, my gummies melted together and they have now formed one giant gummy. Mm-hmm. Instead of throwing out the bottle and getting a new one, I open the bottle, take out the giant gummy, take a bite and put it back.
the whole thing would have the same vitamin density as individuals.
Not the same vitamins, no matter how big a bite
Not necessarily. I mean, do you reckon if it went down to liquid form, would there be a heavier, like with the bottom of the vitamin?
All iron.
Of the...
I just take a different bite from a different area of the gummy each day.
So over the week, you're getting a nice balance.
I'm nourished.
And you would have, the great thing about when they were back in their original gummy form, you would have got used to the weight. You would have practiced on the serving. So now I bet you're biting within the gram of the serving size.
I like to think that my bite size is the same as the serving size.
I don't mind it. Because I don't like waste. So the idea of throwing out the bottle would annoy me. Yeah, it's.
I think it's the best. I think it's a wonderful system that you've got. I mean, Andy as well. I can say from experience here, Andy is not unaccustomed to taking a varying dose of multivitamins. When we were doing travel shows, very fast. Well, not that fast and loose. He always had a multivitamin on him, which I thought was very ordered. When we go on travel shows. But then Anna would sometimes go, geez, I'm feeling a bit of a tickle in the throat. What should I take?
And Haim would...
and I'd go,
Dr.
how's
H.
your nose? And he'd go, you sleeping okay? You're a bit... okay, take 3 multivitamins.
If you're feeling under the weather, triple the dose.
Yeah, sometimes as many as 5. And then sometimes Andy'd be like, Mile, my joints are a bit stiff or my back's a bit sore. I'd stick to 1 multivitamin. That's not the issue here.
Hey, you've got no problems with doubling down, tripling down, and quadrupling down. And
the one thing that may really come back to bite me, my dad always taught me, was just overloading on, anytime I got antibiotics as a kid, he'd go double the first dose. Dad's whole thing was always double the first dose to get the germs on the back foot, like shock and awe.
Exactly.
And I
get off to a good start.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you mean, mate. It's like the dad version of getting up early to get on the road to make good time. He'd go, hit them hard, and then they're on the ropes, and the rest of your antibiotics are just body blows and headshots.
Yeah, easy.
And you will finish them off, but you've got to have that first assault.
Isaac, ahoy to you, Isaac.
Ahoy.
Ahoy, Isaac. What have you got to upset Andy?
Back in my share house days, my housemate, when he was doing the dishes, if he ran out of dishwashing liquid, no problem. Just run to the shower, grab some body wash, keep going.
Yeah.
Soap.
In the dishwasher?
No, sorry, not in the dishwasher.
In the sink.
In the sink, on the dishes.
Nah, not for me.
Mate, what's the difference? If you got sauce on your hand, would you use soap to get it off?
Yes.
Exactly.
So what's the difference with sauce on a plate?
Well, I think the idea is there's got to be a higher grade of...
It did sound like you were crying, but I think it was a burp. I'm pretty sure that was a burp.
It was a burp.
But it did sound like we'd absolutely found...
are always coming at me.
We'd found your absolute Achilles heel. He does not like soap substitutions. It's the one bit. The robot.
If you need to, you can always do it the other way around as well.
No,
Take him in the shower.
I think I would suggest, and maybe I'm
not
wrong,
take him in the shower.
But I don't think... I think they've a different grade. I would like a different grade for my plates.
No, you don't have... Newsflash, mate. You don't have it. Okay. You don't have it. It's marketing.
Yep. All right.
All good. Love it. Thanks, Isaac.
All good. Wrap this up then. Jesse, ahoy to you.
Ahoy, boys. How are we?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, good,
standing
Jesse.
by, ready to pounce by the
Finish it off.
Very sinister way to say hello.
Jesse's licking his lips. Go
Yeah.
for it, Jess.
So I've moved houses recently and I had my friend come around just to help out, put the bed together, all that. And I said, oh, we're going to have to go back to my old place to get the Allen keys. So I forgot them. Got to tighten up these bolts on the corners. You know, the little hooks sit on them.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, no, I never do that. Why are you doing that? Just leave it. It'll hold together.
No.
I was disgusted. And I'm a fast and loose kind of guy, so this is a big statement.
It's the ultimate fast and loose. I mean, it's literally loose. So he's just saying put the bolts in. Because, I mean, I often think this when you're rebuilding a couch or you're rebuilding a bit of furniture. You do go, well, I mean, the bolt is a long metal rod. The chances of it wiggling out are very small.
Well, his argument was, my bed hasn't collapsed yet. That's not good enough for me.
And he's never tightened them?
No, he just leaves them loose. He says the 5 years of the bed being together, it's worth the 10 seconds you save. 5 years of anxiety. I'll have PTSD.
Yeah,
Allen keys are an absolute scam.
Well, you and I stand together. It's nice actually to have a kindred spirit on to finish this up.
And I think I've been converted from a fast and loose from this tormenting experience.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome aboard, mate. It's nice to have another one.
Well, you guys can go and have tighten her up parties where you go to each other's houses, crack a few beers with a coaster if you're at Andy's, and then walk around the house with a shifter and an Allen key, making sure everything's nice and tight and right.
Nothing better.
Ando, let's make you punch another hole in the wall.
Never done that.
Everything is neat and practical, because that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
You know, I saw Ben Lee, this is months and months ago now, but it just reminds me, that's his song, play at a charity night. And he played that song. Yeah. And all I could think of was the Upset Andy. Upset Andy.
Yeah. Nice fellow, Ben Lee.
Lovely bloke. Yeah. Lovely bloke.
I've never met him, but he just has that vibe.
Flawless on the night. Flawless on the night. I mean, the only thing he could have done more is just for one of the choruses, change the lyrics and give me a wink. But I'm asking a lot. Okay, here we go.
All right.
And we have so many people that write in and ask to be teed up, to be put in the torpedo tube, to fire an aspect of their life at you to see if it rattles the order and efficiency you like to see in the world. Jared, ahoy.
Ahoy, boys. How are we?
Very good, mate. Well. Do you have something to upset Andy?
So I've got a microwave that I take around to different work sites that only works in 30-second intervals. Switch it off at the wall, wait 5 seconds, and then turn it back on again.
Good. And so are you a builder here, Jared? Is this just like for everyone heating up their lunch and stuff?
Yeah, just tradie, just plumber. So
if you were to, 2 minutes for your rice curry for the night before, you have to do it in 30-second increments with switching it off at the wall every time.
Yeah, because it's only the start button that works, so you can't actually plug in the time that you want. You just got to start each and every time. But really, who has the time or the money to be purchasing new microwaves?
Oh, mate, no one's got that sort of time, nor taking it apart and fiddling around with the wires. I mean, you're a plumber, you're not a bloody sparky. If it's doing the job, it's doing the job.
Absolutely shit me, that one.
Right, Jared. Lovely, mate.
Thank you, Jared. Isaac, ahoy to you.
Ahoy, fellas.
Ahoy, Isaac. What have you got to upset Andy?
So I'm more like you, Andy. I am very much neat and practical, but my wife is not. We've been doing some crosswords lately, but if she's filling them in, she will use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters. The other day we had a word that had a double T, and she did one uppercase and one lowercase.
Is she doing it on purpose just to annoy you?
I think she is now. Yeah, she's discovered that it gets me red hot, like I'm sure it does for you, Andy.
Yeah, that would absolutely infuriate
Andy,
me.
I've done my fair share of crosswords with Andy too. He does not like a hasty entry that requires a scribble over afterwards.
No, let's confirm that it's right. We don't want to.
I enjoy blasting in and going, oh, hang on a sec. Diplomatic, not enough letters.
Isaac, you and I can crossword together anytime, my friend. I think that'd be a very relaxing, and thorough process.
New singles, buddy. Bubble buddy for Ando. Michael, mate, what do you have to upset Andy?
Yeah, when I'm done having my glass of milk, first of all, ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Mike.
When I'm done with my glass of milk and say I just want a drink of water now instead, I don't bother cleaning out the milk because why would I clean out the milk? I just put the water in there, have a drink, and that way I'm just not wasting any water. I'm just drinking the water. There's like, who cares if it's a bit milky coloured water? It's all looks the same when it's in your stomach.
It does all get mixed up when it joins the party, Ando.
This is a tough one for me, Michael. I would rinse it on.
You would rinse
on a milk, but if it was an OJ, I'm happy to have
some cloud,
but
only because you would see it as
flavouring.
As cheap man's cordial.
Some people just put their nose up when it's the milk for some reason. It's just, what's it matter?
He's doing it with milk, Ando.
I don't
the
like
charges against milk. You don't like it. I know you don't like it because it's cloudy.
Yeah, it's cloudy.
And when you see a cloudy water, that fires you up because that is an imperfect water.
It's impurity.
It's impurity, and you you don't mind the cloud of the orange juice because it's like squeezing a bit of orange in there. But I know the way you're thinking here.
You're with me.
I also do like imagining the day that Jared's having there. I've have my milk.
Yeah.
Check. A checklist out. Fluids for the day.
Yeah.
Milk's done. What's next on the list? A glass of water. I'll fill it up to the brim.
Yeah.
No time to rinse. I do want the next tick.
Bones covered. What else have I got?
Next.
Okay, thank you.
Adam. Adam, do you have something? Ahoy, first of all. Do you have something?
Ahoy,
to upset Andy?
boys. I do. I think I do. So when I get up in the morning and I get ready for work, instead of lacing up each lace one by one and tightening them all, I just reef on the top ones and just go on with my day.
Oh, okay. So you've got a tight top but a loose bottom of the laces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I was listening to this going, what's the alternative?
So you just from the bottom, make sure that it's quite taut so it's snug around your hole.
What are you, playing professional sport? It's not like you're lacing up boxing gloves. You're just trying to keep your shoes from falling off. So do you actually go? I don't think anyone in the world did that. Do you actually go through from the bottom and tighten the laces?
I will I won't on my sneaks because I don't even do the laces up, which I know sounds more fast and loose than a milk. But yeah, if I was on runners or anything like that, I would go from the bottom.
You make sure each crisscross is adequately pressured.
Yeah. Jacko, do you?
No, I'm with you though. I don't like them to be too loose. So if they're too loose, you got to tighten them up a little bit. But I wouldn't go individual.
I'll do that if there's not enough lace at the top to make a bow. That's the only time I'll travel back further down the laces to go, all right, boys, well, give us a bit up the top.
Adam, that got me. It's a good one.
Good,
wrap this up, Harry. Ahoy to you.
Ahoy, Harry. Have you got something to upset Ando?
Ahoy, gentlemen. I would love nothing more than to upset the birthday boy.
Burn this party down.
So I've got these two big subwoofers installed in my car.
Must be nice.
Trouble is, after years of use, the vibrations have loosened something in my rearview mirror.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So that now, whenever a lot of bass hits, the mirror tilts down and faces the floor, and you can't see out of it.
I thought you were dealing with just a rattle, not just a whole
it
mirror.
falls all the way down, which is a bit of an issue when you're trying to drive. So I thought to myself, I got to come up with a solution here. First thing that I thought of was, I guess I could go get a screwdriver and find the screw and tighten it up, but
time.
I got real with myself and I thought, who has the time for that?
Yes.
Everyone,
not many.
So the second solution I came up with is now I just drive with one hand on the steering wheel and one hand on the rearview mirror, holding it in place. Problem solved.
Very good. Very good tactic. I mean, better than my idea, which was know the songs that you're going to listen to and just make sure you don't need your rearview mirror during bassy bits. So get all your lane changes out of the way during while the fader's up.
I hate this one. I totally would have tightened it up regardless. But also,
Ando's dreaming of the day when cars, the whole car is 3D printed, so it's one part. There are no interconnecting parts in any of the cars, so there can be no rattle.
But if there is a rattle, if there's ever a rattle for anything, not just a rear falling off, say if there's a pen that's in the compartment that's rattling around or something, I have to locate that.
I saw a dash rattle drive my mum actually insane in the Magna growing up. She couldn't figure it out. And I remember learning it at a young age. I think it could have been what tipped me into being fast and loose.
Really?
I was like, well...
You can't sweat the small stuff. If this is happening to mum.
Look at it. This has driven a grown woman insane. Mum is... she wants to burn this car down. But if I could somehow teach myself to filter all this out, what an existence.
You did well, mate.
Now I live on a mountain. Ando, feeling You have an equilibrium this week of thoughts and moods.
Yeah, I've been relatively chipper.
Let's rock the boat.
Everything is neat and practical, 'cause that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
Let's upset him, Ando. The nominations continue to flood in. Our producers contact them back so that they may upset you verbally.
Yes.
After writing in and pitching on how to upset you in text form.
Yes.
They then graduate to the finals round, which is the verbal upsetting stage. Matt has given us a buzz. Matty,
Be careful, Matt, because some people think things will upset me.
He's trying to rattle you, mate. Don't get rattled, Matt.
Boys, I reckon I've got one that's going to make him punch a hole in the wall here.
He's done it before. He'll do it again. He's known for his
I have never punched a hole
violent
in a wall.
outbursts. Said a scared co-worker.
Yeah, he might go after this one, I think. So you know your dryer. Yeah, you got the lint filter in the dryer.
Every time.
So yeah, you got to empty it out every time. That's right. And you chuck it in the bin.
Beck doesn't. She gets told.
No, my girlfriend does a similar thing. She empties it out, but rather than chuck it in the bin, she just chucks it all on the floor, lets it build up for a week, and comes through at the end of the week, picks it all up and chucks it in the bin.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem there. I do a bit of that. Vacuum cleaner coming through any day now. All aboard. It's really like leaving lint at the vacuum cleaner station, just waiting for it to catch its wind train.
It's not like,
You know the vacuum cleaner is going to get emptied in the bin eventually. There's actually a much faster way to do this, which is leave the lint on the floor.
I have a bin.
Absolutely.
I have a bin close by.
I bet you do. I bet you have a lint. I bet Andy. It must be very nice. Have a multi-bin Lee.
Oh, how many bins you got in?
Yeah, I have one. How many bins?
Probably got a bin for all these mini bins.
Probably got a bin.
Probably got a bin. You're right, Matty.
Just in your regular spots, but every bathroom.
I bet you have a laundry bin.
Every
don't
bathroom. How many bathrooms you got in?
Yeah, get it, Matty.
This is insane.
I've got three. I've got 3 bathrooms. Well, a powder room and 2 bathrooms.
Unfathomable.
That's normal. That is a normal amount of bathrooms.
Oh, you lost track of how many bins you had. That must
Maybe
be
the top end of town.
Thank you,
all
Matt.
right, Matt. After scoring a 9-punch combo,
I'm on the roads, and thankfully I got it to the ding, 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 the end of the round. I'm getting water sprayed on my face.
As I rush into Andy with that cold piece of metal they like to put above the eyes of a wounded boxer.
And then back in with Dean. Dean, ahoy to you.
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, bud.
Ahoy, Dean. What have you got to upset Andy?
Yeah, right. So, boys, as I know you both are former students, and the student way, obviously, love to eat, hate cleaning up in the old share house. If I've made some 2-minute noodles, bit of megarang, I'll tend to just leave the bowl in the kitchen and then wait for the next day, and then just make another bowl in the same old dirty dish.
Ooh. Yeah, that upsets me.
Well, really?
Because there's no point in cleaning it up.
Well,
because
there's no point in must cleaning when you break it down like that, because it will get dirty again.
Well,
I'm with you, Dean. I subscribe to the theory.
I'm a plate preserver for another piece of toast if it hasn't mucked it up too much for using it later on. Like it can sit.
But that's a dry waste.
But a dry waste. You're right.
Understandable. Yeah, but also the residue at the bottom. It'll create more character for the next meal.
Yes,
you've mispronounced bacteria. It creates more bacteria for the next one.
Dean, I'm partially with you here. I will reuse a bowl for the same food later.
Oh, yes.
I don't care how many days have passed, but I will reuse pasta for pasta because I have no concerns for the hygiene of it. Just for the flavour. I would not put fried. I wouldn't. Well, not as maximum fast and loose because I wouldn't put fried rice in yesterday's bolognese bowl, but I would put bolognese in yesterday's bolognese bowl.
Mixing foods, I feel like there's a bit of contamination there. You don't want to.
Somehow it feels dirty to mix them, but somehow if you put the same food in the old bowl, who's going to know?
All right, you two. We'll break up this bromance over disgusting food fetishes.
Let me ask you. Yeah, sometimes this does just devolve into grub club.
Maddie,
can I ask you, Ando, quickly before we get to Maddie? Would you, if you made Vegemite toast? Now you've got some dry waste in crumbs on the plate, but there's also probably a smear of Vegemite. No, 1 hour later.
No, sorry, there will be no spear of Vegemite, but yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
You're not a god.
Not on my watch.
An errant pickup could somehow drag a piece of the Vegemite across the plate.
Okay, I'll play along with this weird hypothetical.
Andy, disappointed in himself if he lets a crumb hit the plate. Just need 100% toast efficiency in the mouth. If you saw a smear of Vegemite, which I get to you, I suppose now you're knowing, that would set you off as if it were a real skid mark on the plate. But would you make peanut butter toast on that plate?
I think I would.
Or is it not dry waste anymore?
No, I think I would. I think I'd be comfy there. We're in the same realm. Peanut butter, Vegemite.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Live a level,
we've all been through a tough lockdown. You got to do something crazy before you're 50.
Maddie.
Well done. Okay. Maddie.
Ahoy to you, Maddie.
Ahoy, Maddie. What do you got to upset Andy?
So my partner and I watch a lot of Netflix and Disney Plus, etc. And
good job.
whenever it's time for us to go out or going to go to sleep, he'll just hit the power button on the remote instead of exiting the show, which means next time we go to watch the show, we have to rewatch the last.
Hate it.
Really?
Oh,
Is there another way? What are you guys? What are you doing? Are you going back out to the menu?
Well, preferably you go back out to the menu so you can go anywhere for when you're back in. But what's happening in Maddie's instance, Ham, is the show is still playing.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then you have to rewind and find where you were.
You have to just rewatch it though. You've already seen it and you've got to skip forward and it's just so much extra time.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Actually pretty clever. No, think with your partner here, Maddie, because like if we're watching gripping submarine drama Vigil and you press stop, there's a good chance we'll be watching gripping submarine drama Vigil tomorrow night as well. And so you press play again and you're back to the same spot.
But that's what happens in the app anyway. It just says resume and you resume.
But you have not, you've pressed less buttons in the event you're continuing on.
Yes, that's that. But you're pressing pause. Maddie's saying that she's not even, that her partner's not even pressing pause.
I'm not pressing pause. I'm just turning the whole thing off. Good night. Yeah. You're done. I mean, not everyone can be like you, Andy, powering down, resetting, unplugging everything, packing the TV back in its styrofoam, driving it back to Bingley, putting it back on the shelf. I want to start from scratch tomorrow.
Jacko. No, Haim's not far off because we're the first. Haim was with me when I bought my first ever computer together.
This is Andy all over.
And it came with the foam, the little bit of foam that sits over the keypad.
Oh, yeah. That protects it while it's in the box.
Between the keypad and the screen.
Yeah. I kept that foam.
Did you replace it every time you closed?
Every day we would get to the radio station, our laptops would come open, would open up. They were the white iBooks, and I'd see Andy with that thin bit of foam, and I go, shit, is that what we're meant to be doing? Because I threw that out.
Where would you pack your foam while you weren't using it?
Just aside.
Oh, hand it to the phone butler.
No. And he I had a special phone case made up.
But that had a wax paper liner in it, which you would then have to take out and put in a different plastic suitcase. But it also came with a plastic cap on the MagSafe. It was pre-MagSafe. Mag dangerous.
Yeah, it was.
You just put it in and it could rip out. And
so on your cord, on your power cord, it had a little plastic cap that sat over the power cord, like a lid on a roll-on deodorant.
Yep.
And but way less useful because what were you protecting it from? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And
Andy was obsessed with the cap.
I would put the cap.
Got quite upset when he lost it.
Yes.
Little did he know I'd eaten it. Smug in the knowledge I'd swallowed his most prized possession. Jacob, all right, let's round this out. So far, 3 from 3. Jacob, can you upset Andy?
Ahoy, boys. How's going?
Ahoy, mate.
Ahoy, mate.
So basically, I'm in and out of the workshop to the office a lot. And I've got to enter the passcode every time I go back into the office into the laptop. Anyway, I don't have time to enter the password correctly all the time. So if I know one of my big fat fingers has slipped over and pressed the S instead of the A, I'll just press enter and just cop the incorrect password, 2 attempts left and go again.
Yeah. So if you know you're deliberately wrong, you'll just go, okay, enter, 2 left, and you get it wrong again. Rather than backspacing, you'll submit a wrong one to get you back to the start.
That's it.
Jacob, unlucky it's not 4 from 4 because I do exactly the same thing.
Really? You run that dangerous. But what if you're on the final one, Ando?
The final one. Well, if it's the final one, you don't press enter, mate, because then you're not getting in regardless.
Yeah, but if it's your last try and you think you might have made a mistake.
Oh, I go back probably. Yeah.
You delete, you backspace. Then what do you do there, Jacob? If it's your last try, you think you've made a mistake, but you can't tell because it's all the little circles in the password box.
I know IT support's number.
So you'll go again, press enter. Who can be bothered backspacing? Sorry, I've done it again, guys. Come and unlock it.
Nicely done. But Jacob, I do the same. If you're already halfway through and you think you made a mistake, try it out. Maybe you didn't. That's exciting. And it's also more efficient getting it straight back to 0 to start again.
Bit of a gamble. Do you ever... I have a thing about, you can click on show password?
Yes.
I have a thing that's for the week. I won't.
I do a bit as well.
I won't. Yeah. I go, no. That's like bumper bowling. I don't need the help.
Exactly.
I'll do this. I'll do the grown-ups way, where you have to be good enough to know what you're hitting. Ando, would be silly, I think, to finish the year with you just gleefully walking into this government mandated break.
I'm not gleefully walking into it. I'm devastated.
Well, let's devastate you a bit more. Let's upset you.
Everything is neat and practical, because that's the way he likes it. But what if it wasn't? Upset Andy.
You've done this so many times, Sam, that now when I hear this Ben Lee song on the radio, I think he's singing the wrong lyrics.
Yeah.
I've heard this version more now than Ben.
You'd have to have. I mean, we're thrown at you every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But people want to upset you, Ando, and they're interested to know where the line lies between liking things in a particular order versus the fast and loose chaos of the world that's always threatening to kick the door down. Yvette, ahoy. Have you got something to upset Andy?
I sure do. Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy to you, Yvette.
So on a cold winter's day, got my long sleeve top on.
Good.
I've got to put my jacket or my jumper on. I've got no time to hold my sleeves while I slide my arms through.
I hate that. I hate it already.
I just slide my arms through, let the top gather at the elbow. It gives me a bit of extra padding. It's all right.
Yeah, it is. No one really has time to grab the sleeves like that because it's a several second maneuver. And also, the warmth you'll lose from your forearm, Ando, you easily gain at the elbow as they're extra warm.
It just smooths out.
No, I really dislike that. As soon as you said it, it had me riling. It's peri on the hot scale of hate.
This is like remember we had the guy Ando that was like, he goes surfing before work.
Yeah.
And he just trained himself to not be bothered by sandy feet in his socks. It's like it's too hard to de-sand them, so just got used to wearing sandy feet all day.
Yeah, not happy. Yvette, thank you. You've truly upset me. I need a break.
No, you don't have one. Ryan, ahoy. How are you, Ryan?
Ahoy, boys, and happy birthday, Andy.
No need, Ryan. Ahoy to you, though.
Flyer. What do we got?
This is actually something my ex-girlfriend used to do a few years ago. Whenever she would write a text message or emails or type up her uni assignments, rather than going to the effort to press Shift and I to get the capital I, she would use the lowercase L.
Who's got time for shifting? I feel it.
No one.
I get it, Ryan.
But wouldn't she have a series of little red squiggly lines throughout the whole document?
I get those all the time. Who cares about the lines?
Well, that's how I noticed it, because I walked past her typing up an assignment one day and just saw her Word document covered in little red squiggles.
And you went, what's going on here? I mean, geez, it's actually kind of impressive, isn't it? The training to not hit the capital.
And your mind to go straight to the L instead of an I, while you type.
Super impressive.
I'm actually a little bit impressed. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan.
So much effort. But then again, shifting all day.
Yeah.
I ain't got no one's got time for that. Jordan.
All right.
Ahoy, Jordan.
Ahoy, boys.
What have you got for me?
So my friend, who's also called Andy, wears an analog watch on his wrist, and he has the watch face facing on the inside of his wrist. Now he prefers to read the time with his arm out straight instead of parallel across his body.
Okay, yeah.
So he changes the time on his watch and uses the 3 o'clock notch as his 12 o'clock notch. So he always has the incorrect time on his watch so he can read it the way he wants to.
Not to him, it's not. So 3 o'clock's midnight for him.
It's correct for him.
Well, 3:15.
3 o'clock. Sorry, yeah. Well, when the watch says 3, yeah. Oh, yeah. When the watch says 3, it's got to be 3:15, doesn't it, for midnight? So he's actually an hour and a quarter out. 3 hours, 3.25 hours out.
I hate it. I even also dislike the idea of having to look at your watch facing forward like you're out of a hymn book. You know, it doesn't seem right.
But if he's got to jump his hands out in front of him a lot, like he's, say he's dealing cards, that's very fast for him to just turn the wrist there to make up the time.
But terrible when he's riding his motorbike.
Yeah, no, that's true. He might grip it underhanded, so he can always see the time.
Thank you, Jordan. Matt, that was brilliant. This is such a good one to bring.
These
are such high effort fast and looses.
I know.
Amazing, Matt.
Ahoy, boys.
What do you got for us? Ahoy, Matty.
As just like Hamish, I like to play a lot of golf.
Yeah.
Andy likes to dabble in it as well. I reckon this is a sure thing, this one. I was pretty good, low single-figure handicap, took it pretty seriously. As soon as I'd have a shot, walk back to my bag, first easiest spot I see, club goes in there. No order.
No, put it in the order.
No. I don't even have golf clubs yet, and I'm not planning on doing that.
Well, if you're lucky enough to have a buggy, you want them 3 different heights in the one section so the irons don't clink together. You know what I'm saying?
He might have you there, Ando.
I can respect that, but
but I can't respect you. I can't respect the other stuff, Matt. Matt, how good were you, Matt? What was your handicap? Just to get Andy's respect.
About 2.6 was the lowest. Never got below that, but
bloody good.
That's better than you, isn't it, Ando?
Oh yeah, well and truly better.
I'm approaching that.
And absolutely no one wants to be that guy having to constantly call up the group behind you. Slow golf. No one likes
slow golf. Yeah, I know, but you can't select your club as quick as I can because I know exactly where it is.
I bet he can.
Yeah. It's only a 9-inch hole. They're all there.
No. Yeah, that's it. No, Matt, get rid of Matt, please.
Matt. It sounds like this is the secret to golf, Ando. Maybe you're too uptight. Matt's off at 2.6. You believe that?
Anyway, wrap this up for us. You got what time for one more? That's it.
Yeah, let's get Katie. No, let's get Katie. Katie, we'll squeeze you through. Katie, ahoy.
Ahoy, boys. So I have a robot vacuum at home. I know, must be nice.
Yeah, it must be very nice.
And if there's any crumbs or anything during cooking, so like if I've got some coffee grounds or like I'm making some toast and there's crumbs, I'm just going to brush it straight on the floor because the robot vacuum will sort it out later.
Vacuum's hungry.
Oh, interesting.
It needs
I'm
a job.
Not sure
I'm feeding it a little snack.
I've been at your house when you sweep stuff on the floor and you go, "That's for Bernard, the butler." Well, no, I'm not paying him for nothing. You're like, let him get it. Let him lick it up.
I'm in two minds about this one because I don't like crumbs on the ground. I'm the kind of person that if I saw someone walking along with a piece of toast, you'll see me offer a plate very quickly just after them.
Yeah, my mum did that on the weekend and I said, "No, thanks, Mum. I was eating a mini sausage roll." And she went, "So you can put a plate down?" I said, "I'm fine. Save a plate." And she just pushed it closer to me.
Yeah, me and your mum, we're birds of a feather there. But the fact that there's this robot coming around to clean up is very, very, it must be nice, but to me, there's that extra efficiency there.
I don't reckon you would enjoy the robot. I think, Katie, does the robot ever miss a crumb?
No, I've been lucky so far.
I just feel like you wouldn't be happy with the robot's job, Ando.
No.
I feel like you'd want the robot to do performance reviews.
I'd need to monitor it for a week before committing to the process. Thank you, Katie.
Good one, Katie. That is the world we're living in, though, Ando. That's it. Robot butlers.